Well, joining me live now is former Labor Senator Stephen Conroy. Stephen, thanks for your time. We have been playing the new vision of the rescue operation that the IDF conducted that saved 4 hostages who were inside Gaza. There's been condemnation, particularly from the Greens, about the reported 275 people who were killed during this operation, even though, as far as I can see, there hasn't been any confirmation as to whether those people were actually innocent civilians or Hamas operatives. What's your take?
Look, I mean, firstly, we should, again, condemn the Greens for their, just completely absurd position here. They're fundamentally, the Greens have become an anti-Semitic party. They're barracking along the way for the Hamas positions, and their position is unconscionable. We should stop believing every word that the medical authorities, which are controlled by Hamas, state in terms of civilian casualties. I mean, there were clearly Hamas individuals defending these hostages, and it was fantastic to see the footage of them being released and being with their families. So it is great to see, and you welcome the initiatives by the US and other countries and the support of the UN Security Council to get a deal and a ceasefire.
There is speculation that there could be an early election. The polls have the coalition and Peter Dutton gaining on Labor and Anthony Albanese. Do you expect that to continue? And do you think that Anthony Albanese may be worried about that and may call an early election?
Well, look, the polls showed that Labor's primary support is the same as it was at the last election, which led to a majority Labor government. Now, yes, things have been tough over the last few weeks. It's been very untidy. The immigration issue, and the government have moved to overturn what was called Direction 99, which is common sense, put community safety of Australians first, which should be the common sense position. The AOT chose to make different interpretations. Now the government have made it clear that is the primary obligation. In terms of early election speculation, I think the budget created the window for early election speculation. The election isn't a national poll. The most important thing for your viewers to remember is the election is fought in individual electorates. And the position that Peter Dutton announced and walked back, and now we've got other coalition members calling for them to renounce Paris completely, is a shambles. But what it won't do, that argument, is win them a single seat back off the teel. And Peter Dutton has no chance of forming government on those polling numbers. He has to have the support of the teals, and his position on the Paris Agreement means he's not going to be able to win over the support of those teals and win back those seats for the party. So while the poll has warnings for Labor, there are actually bigger warnings in it for Peter Dutton.
According to this special news poll, voters think Peter Dutton is more decisive and strong compared to Anthony Albanese, and the opposition leader is more experienced. Do you agree with that assessment?
Look, not at all. I mean, I've served in cabinet with Albo for 6 years. He's one of the most experienced politicians walking around Australia and in the parliament. Peter Dutton is a formidable opponent. People, I think, have underestimated his ability to hold the Liberal Party together. I've been in governments when we've then lost, and that first couple of years in 96, showing my age, and then again in 13 when we lost, holding the party together is a significant achievement, and Peter Dutton deserves credit for that. But in terms of, he's suddenly stronger than Albo, I think Albo needs to keep driving the economy in the right direction. Jim Chalmers' budget's got it going in that direction. We've got tax cuts for everybody, energy relief for every future made in Australia. I mean, these are significant policy achievements of the Albanese government, and you'll start to see that become the focus of the campaign, not migration, not Direction 99, as we move towards the end of the year, which does leave open the option of an early election. I still think Albo favours going in April next year after the Western Australia election, but ultimately that's a decision solely for the Prime Minister.
Okay, so there you go. April. Stephen Conroy, thanks so much. That's a prediction for you, folks.